Hello and welcome to my channel, Joanne Seal, where we make and create beautiful things. And today we'll be putting the finishing touches on this beautiful girl.
Hello everyone. I hope you are good. Just 1 second, I just need to change something on my computer because I kind of have my Mac in front of where I'm working. It's kind of here, up here, and the light, I get extra light from it and it just switched itself off, so I just want to change my settings so it doesn't do that. Okay, and I'll put something nice and bright up, and yeah, it just gives a little bit of extra light. You probably don't notice it, but I quite like it. Anyway, so I've done a bit more shading. I just sort of refined the shading a bit. Because of the way I paint in very thin layers, it takes a long time. It takes several sessions. So you don't have to do that. You can keep it less shaded and it will be, excuse me, and it will be fine. It's just that I have a way of painting that I enjoy. It takes forever. That's all. But you can go ahead and add extra shading. You can use this as a reference. This is not realistic though. This is very very whimsical and illustrative, so it's not it's by no means anatomical. Let's see. I'm just going to lay out my paints again, and I'm going to start. I really want to finish this soon, and because it's been dragging on, mostly because I've been taking breaks from it, which is naughty, but I don't know. I've had an interesting week, so that's why. I've got this paint, which is really nice paint, but the lid has gone missing, and so it's partially dried out. Oh, it had partially dried out. I need to get another one. This is a process colour, and basically there are 3 process colours. These are the 3 process colours that you get in most paint ranges, and apparently you can make any colour with these 3. Apparently, I haven't tried it, but that's why it's always good to have process colours with you. These are the purest pigments. They should be the purest pigments that you can get, and it's magenta, yellow and cyan, and these are the 3 real primary colours. You need to add red to cyan to make blue, and you need to add yellow to magenta to make red, which is why blue and red aren't primary colours. Cyan and magenta are primary colours. Okay, there you go. Oops. So yeah, let me get my whites now. I'll continue using my mixing white. Where is it? If I can find it. Where's it gone? This desk is so messy, things are just walking away. Okay, let's put a little yellow. I'll put some white here with the yellow, with the sienna. Is it sienna? Yellow ochre. It's yellow ochre. And I'm going to use this yellow, this white as well, which is a lot more opaque. Okay, so first things first. I think it was last time, I corrected her eye, but it seems to have gone back to how it was before. So I don't know how that happened. It just happened. white really. It's too much. Let's do that for now. I'm always painting out eyes and then painting them back in again. But it doesn't matter. Just need to let that dry. In the meantime, I will get on with something else. I need some blues to make my my darkest darks. So I'm just using this to mix with my brown and make some very, very dark colours. So what have you guys been up to? It's Thursday at the moment here. Have you got any plans for the weekend? Nice plans? I think I might be going to an exhibition on Saturday. I might be, I'm not 100% sure. And other than that, I'm not sure. I've got lots to do. It's just what I decide I need to do first. So hopefully I'll be publishing the tutorial for this at the weekend. On Sunday, hopefully. So that should be exciting. Because I don't think I've made a tutorial like this before. I've made some tutorials, but not as sort of in-depth as this. I think my most in-depth one was making an angel's wing. A wing wall art, I called it. Out of paper, because I do paper crafting as well. But I made that a long time ago. It did really well. I think it's got 100,000 or more views on it. So, and it's the only one of my videos to have that many views. So. So how are your sweet girls going? I'm so interested to see how you've been getting on. Have I just painted that back in? Oh God. It's quite hard for me to make to paint and teach at the same time. because this is pretty much the first time I've done it. That's my excuse anyway. Maybe that's better, I hope. Okay, let that settle for a bit and then I'll come back to it. In the meanwhile, I want to continue with some of her highlights. She's not quite highlighty enough for me right now. And I do like to have very nice highlights on my faces. Hello, I'm back. So, I've done some more shading and sorted her face out a bit. I didn't like how it was, so I changed it. But you could do yours, you can keep yours as you wish. Just 1 second. So now I'm just going to do a bit of finishing off. I need to do her lips. Let's start with her lips. So I'm going to take some pink. I'm going to add a little bit of... what's happened to my pink? Looks like it's dried a bit. Add a little bit of raw sienna just to dampen the colour down a bit. I'm going to add a darker version here, and I think I'll start with the darker section. So what I did before is I changed her nose a bit. Hopefully it looks better and it doesn't look worse. I still need to give her a few highlights. I changed her nose a bit. I changed her eyes a bit. I still need to do her eyes properly. I added a bit more highlighting. And yeah, that's basically all I did. It just took a long time because I was using tiny amounts of paint. And so I didn't film all of it because it was about 3 hours worth of work. So if anybody suggests that this is quick or it could be made in a day. I don't think so. The less shading you do, the flatter it will look. And the fewer details it has, the sort of more illustrative and cartoony it looks. This is quite illustrative, it's not very realistic, but it's still not as, it's not like, it doesn't look like a cartoon. Not in my opinion anyway. Just gonna give her a bit of a smile, because her eyes are slightly, her eyes, I wouldn't say her eyes were smiling eyes, but as soon as I give her a bit of a smile in her lips, her eyes kind of look a bit more smiling. I need to get this darker. Let's do her nostril. Slightly, not too much though, otherwise they look too big. I'll probably come in again here to make it smaller. They look too open, I should say. Let's do her eyes a little. I was thinking to make that eye a bit smaller. I'll also bring it down a bit. Just hope they don't look too imbalanced. No eyes are perfectly balanced, so it's very rare to find someone who has exactly the same eyes, as in both of their eyes are exactly the same shape. It's kind of very rare, if not impossible to find. Just going over her darkest parts now again, but very gently, very lightly, so it doesn't look too much like, it doesn't stand out too much as a very, very sort of dark, like pen or something. Like, yeah. Whoops. Of course I'll do that wrong. This brush, this is my new brush and it's already been destroyed. It's the joys of... I think this might actually be a different brand to what I'm used to using, because the ones I normally use are tend to be a little bit more, let me just check. Yeah, this is something else. This is Pro Art and this is Winsor & Newton, but they look almost exactly the same, so I thought it was the same brand. But the quality of this one is really bad compared to the Pro Art ones, so I'll try to remember to always look out for the Pro Art ones in the future, because they're not the same. I'm trying to think where I got this. I got it from W.H. Smith's in the UK, so I don't usually shop there, but I couldn't get, I didn't want to order them online. I normally order them online or go to an art shop, but I just wasn't able to get to the art shop, unfortunately, because my local art shop is turning, it seems to be turning into a food shop instead. I just don't think they get as much custom for the art stuff, so they're selling food. I think it's Brazilian food. I think they're Brazilian and it's Brazilian food. So I guess I should support them a bit more and not buy online. So that doesn't look pink anymore. It looks brown. Let's make it pink-ish. I don't want it to be too bright though. She's not. I want her lips to be quite naturally looking as well. So I'm just going to add some more shading to her eyes slightly, so they don't look as sort of dynamic. And they're a bit in your face with the shading, the highlights rather. And I actually need to do her under eye a bit as well, because I sort of painted it out. And I'll have to put a highlight there as well. So it doesn't look like a black eye too much. Oh, that looks nice. I quite like that. So now I'm going to get some white and mix it with a little bit of brown, just so it's not as white as white. Add a bit of yellow maybe. Let's see if I can give her. Oh, it's a bit too much. Looks nice though. I need to Sorry, I keep talking and then not talking because I'm trying to concentrate. It's quite hard to record a tutorial and paint it at the same do the painting at the same time. So let's lighten up her bottom lip a bit. So it's a little bit more neutral. The top lip can be a bit darker. I do need to sort the shape out though. The shape is kind of creeping slightly. This is my favourite part of the painting, when I'm just doing the details like this. All the major stressful stuff is over, like the shading of the face, which is really, it can be quite stressful to me, it is. So once that's finished, it's like, oh, you can take a breather. You could start enjoying more of the painting process. Just doing her shading under her chin, just enhancing it a bit and filling out some of the gaps, like in the corners. That's a bit too much there. Just need to carry it on a bit here. Without her looking like she's got a little underbeard, which is what it looks like at the moment. I'll tone it down a bit. So I just need to add some water. It's very dry. I've got the central heating on. It's middle of November, so the central heating is on. Mixing some more paint for the highlights. It's very watered down paint. Make it a bit thicker. Sometimes it's best to just use your finger. It works better. It's better that way. Oops, that's too red. Although I do need to give her some redness in her cheeks. I can go over these in... I'll show you how I normally add redness to the cheeks, but I'll add some now as well, just because it looks so nice. I usually put some in the forehead like that. A little bit on the side of the nose here. It's just to add some blood. A bit near the cheek. Put some at the temple there. Sort of anywhere where blood vessels are close to the skin. Or there are a lot of blood vessels, and there are in your cheeks. I don't know why, but there are. That's why we blush. I hope I haven't messed it up now. That's what normally happens. I better leave that for a bit, otherwise I'm going to just keep making it worse. I don't know what's wrong with this side of the painting, but I always seem to be messing it up. And then having to fix it, and it's so stressful. Okay, what else needs to be done? Let's try to sort out her eyes a bit more. I think I'd like to take them in slightly on this side. Bring them up a bit. So her eyes really stand out now. I wanted to add some colour to her pupils. I'm going to use a mixture of the cobalt teal, or is it just teal? It's just teal. I'm not going to add a lot, just to give a little bit in the corner. And I'll probably go over this in brown to tone it down. And I'm also going to add some of the lime green. So I'm going to add it, and then I'm going to take it away slightly. I just want the colour of her eyes to be slightly enriched. So they can stay like that for a while and dry. Let's do her lips a bit more. You know what, these brushes weren't cheap either. They were about the same price as the Pro Art ones, so they let's do her philtrum. I usually put a light spot in the philtrum as well, so it's not completely dark. Oops, things are falling. So it looks a bit more like that. Should really bring it over a bit. That's too much. I wonder if her nose looks a bit too tubey. Let's give her some more highlights. This paint doesn't want to stick. That's better. Although it looks weird now. I'll let it dry and see what it looks like. I think there's too much water in it, that's why. I like to put some highlights above her eyebrows. Let's add some highlight to her body. My paint has dried up. It's a nightmare. It's a completely different colour. Okay, I'm going to add some brown to her eyes. I'll use some gold and some of my nickel azul gold just to tone it down. I'll let that dry and see. Actually, I'll add a little bit in now. Just as a sort of highlight. And I'll mix the green with some white to make it a bit more opaque. think her eye shape's a little bit wrong in the corner, on this side. Get some black. better, I think. Wow, her eyes really do look like they're glowing now. And that's good. I need to add some more white to her eyes as well. I'll do that shortly. Just need to add a few more little highlights. So just above the lip. It's slightly lighter. I want to lighten this a bit. Adding those highlights is so hard. I'll wait for it to dry. It just doesn't want to behave. It's beginning to look horrible now as well. Which means I need to sort it out again. It's just always the same, always the same problems. Oh man. Hello, I'm back in. So now I'm going to start adding some lighter shades around her body and head so that she stands out a bit more. And I'll probably start fixing some of her face issues and the bird. And then after that, she's almost done. There you go. All right, see you. Hello again. So I think we're on the last stretch now. Just want to show you what I got. I got some golden mixing white. It's the same as zinc white, so I don't need to use the other one. And I also got some raw sienna, which is very similar to my yellow ochre, but I just thought I'd get the golden, a different one. Okay, so I'm going to be lightening the bird because it's too dark. I'm going to be trying to sort out her face. I'm going to be doing her dress and highlighting the elements a little. And then I think we're done. I might darken the outside a bit more as well. Okay, so keep watching. Okay.
I hope you enjoyed painting along with me and making this beautiful girl. And do please share your creations in the group. I would really love to see them. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.